Hi, my name is Rachel Waters. I was born on November 25th, 1987, which makes me 25 years old. I was raised in a really small town called Man. It's in Logan County, West Virginia. I was raised in church, but I didn't really have a godly role model for me to follow, their example. I remember going to Bible school, Bible study, things like that growing up, and remembering the things that I learned from that. But like I said, I don't remember having anyone in the home to really show me or teach me, how to get saved or, just anything like that. My mom and I would come and visit her family on the weekends about once a month, and I had a cousin over here that I would always want to hang out with. She was like, my sister that I never had. I looked up to her. I wanted to be just like her, and she was partying in front of me and things like that, and I always had questions about it, and she would always try to tell me, don't do this, don't do that, but she was always doing it in front of me. I got to be a little older, and I wanted attention from everyone. I don't know if it was because of the things that went on in my home growing up, but I always wanted attention from people at school, from different guys, things like that. I got to be about 14, and I started drinking every now and then. I tried that out. I turned 15, and I started smoking marijuana every now and then. My mom and I actually moved over here to Boone County, West Virginia, right before I turned 16. So I started hanging out with my cousin a lot more and things like that, and got into the party scene a little bit more. I wanted to make friends at the new school also, wanted to fit in there with the cool crowd. And, kids were doing it, so I thought that it was what I needed, to do to fit in. I'd also tried pain pills actually before we moved over here. I tried a pain pill in the bathroom in about ninth grade. So, it's just, I'm amazed about how young kids are these days, and they're trying, so many hard drugs and everything. Me and my cousin started hanging out more and just, partying all the time. And I thought, well, now that I'm partying, she'll want to hang out with me more, and I could fit in with her and her friends. So, like I said, we started partying a lot more. I got to be about 18, and I got into a very unhealthy relationship. She also did Oxycontin with me for the first time, and it just got a lot worse from there. It went downhill fast, very fast. I started doing them. At first, I was just doing them recreationally, and I never thought that I would turn into an addict. Like, I never thought that I would be the person that was stealing or that I would be dope sick. I just thought I was doing it for fun. And I would see other people that was on drugs, addicted to drugs and being dope sick and stuff like that, and I knew the consequences. I just thought that it would never happen to me. So it continued that way. I still partied and things like that. My boyfriend and I got on drugs. Both of us got on drugs together pretty much. Like I said, it just got way worse. It was a very emotionally abusive relationship. After a while of us dating, we broke up, and it got way worse for me. I started selling drugs, stealing from my family, things like that. And, a lot of people want to know why, I did those things. And I know when I sold drugs, it made me feel confident and gave me a false confidence, made me accepted by others, made me feel superior to others. And then it just, like I said, kept getting worse. I was stealing from my family, things like that. And now I realize that I only need to have confidence in Christ and be accepted by God. So my life continued that way for a little while, and last year in 2011 I got arrested, and I went to jail for a couple months. My mom found out about a faith-based recovery center in Louisa, Kentucky, and had been trying to get me to go. And I wouldn't go. I was, totally against it. At the time, I didn't really know. Like I said, I grew up in church, but I wasn't taught a whole lot about, having a relationship with Christ. So I didn't know a whole lot about, just the things that God could do for you. I was totally against getting saved and things like that. And she was trying to get me to go to this recovery center, and I wouldn't go. So I got out of jail in August of 2011, and it got way worse. I started using the needle every now and then and things like that. It was just, got right back into it just as bad as I was before for a few months. And the one thing, I had a family that never gave up on me. They prayed for me and prayed for me. And my mom had actually even put a prayer cloth under my bed, and I didn't even know about it, the whole time I was using. But that's one thing that really helped me, them never giving up on me, always praying for me. And I remember in December of 2011, I remember being really dope sick one day, and I told my mom that I had to get help. I wanted to get off of drugs. I was sick of waking up every single day and being like that, because as soon as my eyes would open, the thing that I would think of was drugs, how I was going to get drugs if I didn't have them already. If I did have them already, it was the only thing that was on my mind, and I was just sick of living like that every day. So I told her I would go to the recovery center, but I told her that I was not going to get saved or anything like that, but I did want to get off drugs. So I went to the recovery center on December 19th, 2011. I was there for about a week, and I remember I just kept, having this feeling in my heart. I kept getting convicted, and I remember asking someone, how do you get saved? And they told me. So I asked Jesus into my heart, and I got baptized on New Year's Eve night, 2011. It was probably the most memorable New Year's Eve that I've had, that I can remember. Before, I was always partying and wanting to go out and get high for, holidays and things like that. So I ended up staying at this recovery center for 6 months. It's called Karen's Place in Louisa, Kentucky, and it's Teen Challenge accredited. It was a really good place. I learned a lot there. Like, God totally changed me, the way that I saw things, the way that I felt about things. I remember telling my mom, well, I won't be able to have any fun if I get saved, and she was like, your heart will change when you have a relationship with Christ. You'll see what I'm talking about one day. And I never knew. And then I went to this place, and my heart and my life totally changed. And I got home from there in June of this year, June 20th is when I came home. And God has just totally changed my life. Because in the past, I had tried everything to get clean. I had tried the methadone, Suboxone, Subutex, trying to just do it cold turkey, and nothing ever worked. The only thing that ever, worked now that I see is having Christ in my life. And my mom had tried to tell me that, the whole time. And God has just opened so many doors for me. He's placed awesome friends in my life, good, healthy friends. I found the Fountain of Life Church through Mercy Revival. I came home and found out about the Mercy Revival ministry, started going to it, found out about Fountain of Life, started going to the church there. I've just met so many great people, and I also met a lot of great people at the recovery center I was in. Just so many great people, of God, and people that I can talk to, and I've also found that I really enjoy witnessing to people. It feels so good just to talk to somebody and just tell them what God has done for me. I'll go out, and just like I went to the DMV a couple days ago and just told the lady that was renewing my license, just told her about my life before and what God's done for me. And it just feels so good to tell people that. And it seems like I'll just run into people and start talking about it, and they'll be a fellow believer as well, and we'll end up standing there talking about Jesus for an hour. I've gotten to talk at a women's recovery center, gotten to talk to the ladies there. I really enjoyed that. I've made so many good friends, and got, like I said, witness to other people. We had our Christmas parade this past Saturday here, and I typed out a short testimony on some note cards and passed it out with candy canes at the parade. Because I love getting, up in church and telling people what God has done for me, but I also wanted to let people outside of the church know that God is what set me free from drug addiction. And recently, I got asked to be the facilitator of a women's sober living home in Huntington, West Virginia. So I'm about to move there next week and run that house out there. I'm really excited for that, just to be an example to the women that's already living there, and just continue to tell my testimony out there and continue to tell what God has done for me. And I'm amazed, because I never knew that my life would be like this. When I was on drugs, I can remember being at like my lowest, darkest point and thinking that I would never be anything but that. I remember thinking, I'm so bad that I'm always going to be like this. I'm never going to get better. And now I see, I was in that dark spot, and now it's just like light has entered my life, because I asked Jesus into my heart, and he's just really changed my life and helped me with everything. I just want to thank everyone, that I've met that's helped me along the way, and just thank God for, saving me and setting me free from drug addiction. And, he doesn't care what you've done. He will forgive you if you ask him, and he'll never think about it again. He'll forgive you and never bring it up, never think about it again. And he'll help you. And I'm living proof that he can do it. As bad as I was, and I'm here now, and on December 18th of this year, I have 1 year clean from alcohol, drugs, tobacco. He helped me with all those things. And if he can do it for me, he can do it for anyone, because like I said, I never thought that I would be able to get clean, and he's the one that helps me get this way. So if you would like to contact me, and ask any questions, or just talk about my story, or ask anything, maybe I left some things out that you'd like to know, you can reach me on my email. It'll be on your screen. Thank you for listening.